Hi first graders, welcome back. Today we are going to continue talking about parts of the plant. Okay, so we're going to continue reading the What Do Stem, Roots, Stem, and Leaves and Flowers Do book. Okay, it's got a lot of awesome information about all of our types of or parts of our plant. Okay, so remind me, what is the parts of our plants? What are the four parts? What's the first part at the very bottom? Yell it nice and loud. What is the part that's at the bottom in the soil? Right, it's roots. Okay, and then what's our second part? What's the part that's like a straw? Yell it nice and loud. Stem. Awesome. And what's the third? Good job. The leaves. And we're going to talk about some leaves today. Okay, and what's our final part? What's the part that makes the seeds? You're right, the flower. Okay, so today we're going to continue talking about some roots. We're going to talk about some leaves. Okay, and we're going to talk about some stems. All right, so roots for stability. Roots do more than supply a plant with water and nutrients. They also hold a plant in the soil and give it stability. You guys know what stability means? Good. Stability means that it's holding it straight. Okay, it's not flinging this way and going this way. Okay, it's holding it steady. Okay. Without roots, most plants would topple over when the wind blows, or their branches, leaves, or flowers grow. They become heavy. The roots of a large tree may spread underground in an area 2 or 3 times the diameter of a tree's branches. Many trees survive for years on steep slopes because their roots hold the trees steady in the soil. So here's tree branches and leaves. Okay, so the spread of the roots underground. So this is where, you can't see, this is where the tree is. This is how far roots can go, okay, because they want to keep the tree stable. Some trees are huge. The older they get, the bigger they get, right? So the more the roots are going to spread. This tree, it's hard for you guys to see. So this tree right here lives on a steep slope and has been blown sideways by the wind. Its roots still hold in place. So you guys see how the roots are still holding even though it fell? Roots are really strong. A dandelion is also a good example of how roots can anchor a plant in the soil. Try tugging on one of these little plants out of the ground, you'll likely end up with only a handful of leaves and stems. A dandelion's taproot will stay firmly underground. So when you pull dandelions out, you're only pulling the flower off, okay? And the stem, you're not pulling the leaves and you're not pulling the roots. The roots will stay underground. This is a taproot. Remember, it's the big piece. Is all underground. A plant's stems. So now we're going to move on to talking about stems. A plant's stems support the plant, acting like a framework. Thinner stems grow from a plant's main stem and connect it to leaves and flowers. On a tree, stems that grow from the plant's main stem or trunk are known as branches. The branches connected to even thinner stems called twigs when the leaves grow. A plant's stems contain a system of tubes called the xylem or the phylum. Okay, the xylem tubes carry water and nutrients from the plant's roots through the plant's stems to its leaves. A plant's leaves act like little food factories, making food for the plants. The phylum tubes carry this food from the leaves to wherever it needs to be inside the plant. Okay, so here's the 2 pictures of the 2 different types of stems. This image is taken by a scanning electron microscope. It shows a slice from the naturium stem that has been magnified about 100 times. So this is the twig and leaves from a tree. Okay, you guys have seen that. You know what that looks like. Okay, so this is a tree stem or the trunk, okay, the thick piece. And then these are branches. Okay, so the branches are the thick pieces off the trunk. And then the twigs are off the branches. Record-breaking stems. In the world of plants, stems are often the plant part responsible for breaking records. A giant redwood tree in Redwood National Park in California is currently the tallest tree on Earth. The record-breaking tree, named Hyperion, has grown to 379 feet tall. That's over 70 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty. It's possible, however, that one day an even taller tree might be discovered. The 2,000-year-old tule tree in Santa Monica de Lu, Mexico, has one of the thickest trunks on Earth. It's the widest point. The tree trunks measures 114 feet across. That's wider than the length of a basketball court. Bamboo is a type of thick-stemmed grass plant from Asia. The stems of one species of giant bamboo can grow up to 3 feet in a single day. Giant bamboo is fast-growing, huge species of grass. So you guys have seen bamboo, okay? Those are, it's grass. It's just very thick grass, okay? And then that's the widest tree, okay? How wide it is. It's crazy. Leafy food factories. From long and thin to small and rounded, spiky, shiny, huge, and tiny, leaves come in many shapes and sizes. The leaves of some plants are smaller than the dime, and others are enormous, like the Gunera or giant rhubarb plants, which can grow over 10 feet across. All leaves have a very important job to do. They make food for the plant. A plant may take in nutrients from the soil, but that's like you taking vitamins. To grow and remain healthy, you need proper meals to give you energy. A plant is the same. It needs a type of sugary food for energy. It makes this food using water, carbon dioxide from the air, and sunlight. So those are the rhubarb. Rhubarb is something you can eat. Okay. So leaves are responsible for taking the food in and making more food for the plant to keep it healthy. Okay. And we'll talk about photosynthesis. Leaves for photosynthesis. When a plant makes food in its leaves using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, the process is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place to help of a substance called chlorophyll. It's the chlorophyll in plants that give them their green color. The chlorophyll in a plant's leaves traps the energy in sunlight. Water is delivered to the leaves from the roots, and the leaves taking carbon dioxide from the air through microscopic holes called stomata. Once the ingredients are in place, a plant's leaves use sunlight to turn the water and carbon dioxide into sugary plant food. Okay, so there's how it works. We're going to talk a lot more about photosynthesis in a couple weeks. Okay, so this is just touching on it. So this is how plants get their green color, okay, using all those nutrients. So what we are going to do is we are going to try to talk a little bit more about what plants do. So I need you to grab your plant resource notebook that we've been using and go ahead and grab this paper. Okay, this is our plant parts, and we're going to fill in what each part does. Okay, so once you have that, feel free to hit pause if you need to go find your notebook. Okay, you're going to put your name right at the top. Okay, if you need more time to do that, please take it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one and we're going to write a complete sentence about what each part of a plant does. So it says, what does a flower do? And it's pointing right here to the flower. Okay, can you tell me what a flower does? Remind me, what does a flower do? You're right. A flower is where the seeds are. So a flower, remember we want a complete sentence, so we're going to restate what we're talking about. A flower is where seeds grow. And seeds are where are used to make new plants. And I need my period, right? Because it's the end of a sentence. Awesome job. Feel free to pause and you guys can copy that. What you're going to do now is we talked about what leaves do. Remember, these are the leaves. Okay. We've talked about what a stem does. This is the stem. And we've talked about what roots do. And these are the roots. I want you to go through and you're going to write a complete sentence for each of them and tell me what each of those parts do. If you need to go back and listen to our sing-along video from yesterday. To get more information, you can. If you need to go back to the readings, you can. Okay, we've talked about it for the last couple of days about what each of these parts of the plant do. Okay, think about where this is. They're in the ground. What do the roots do in the ground? Okay, the stem is connected to the roots. Okay, what is it doing? Okay, and the leaves are connected to the stem. What is it doing? Okay, you guys are doing a great job with this, so keep up all that hard work. I am very proud of everything that you are doing. Okay, keep it up.